When one slice of bread has mold on it, this is a question, David. Do you keep it or do you toss it?
You toss it.
Sure, you keep
I
it.
don't know.
Toss it. Just take the bad part out and use it.
Ew.
The answer is coming up. We have an actual expert. Save it or scrap it. We'll have that in just a minute. Plus, Gail, do you ever throw out food in your refrigerator or pantry because it's past the expiration date?
Yes. But our next guest says before you waste that $15 piece of leftover salmon, you need to understand the truth about the dates that are labeled on our foods. Please welcome back dietitian and owner of Kitchen Coach, Sarah Merkin. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning. Thank you very much.
Okay, this is fun. It's a game. We've made it into a game. Save or scrap. Let's start with lettuce. If it's a little bit wilted, do you save it or do you scrap it?
Scrap it.
Save it.
Save
so
it.
Just tear off the wilted lettuce, take the rest, run it under cold water, and you can just dry it off and serve it like that. Otherwise, put it in paper towels and dry most of it off so it's just slightly damp, and you can store it in your fridge in the crisper.
For how long?
Until it starts to wilt, or if it's slimy at all, then toss it.
Slimy,
If it's slimy
that's the
and
limit.
brown, then you want to toss it.
Talk about guacamole here because everybody has guacamole. And then, you know, after a couple days, it starts to turn color into a lovely brown color.
Yeah.
What do you do? Save it or scrap it?
That's a popular question. So if it's if you buy it at the store, it lasts 3 to 5 days in the fridge. If you take the brown off, if it turns brown on the top, just scrape the brown off. If it's green underneath, then keep it. Then it's totally safe.
Tastes okay.
Tastes the same. Should be great.
Because avocado turns brown so quickly, so it's not a bad thing. It's just
it's oxidation.
Oxidizes, yeah.
Okay. So just take off the brown and you're good to go.
Apples. 2 weeks in the fridge, Sarah. Do you save or scrap?
Save it for sure.
Hey.
So 1 to 2 months, and the apples are still going to be great.
1 to 2 months.
Just don't
How
throw them in
can
the
you
pantry.
tell what do apples do when they do get spoiled?
They get mealy, don't they?
The inside begins to turn brown and rot.
And they look a little wrinkled, a little bit softer.
Right. All right. Let's move on to bread now. One slice is looking moldy. What do you do? Just one. Save it or scrap it?
Or if you have a solid bread like a challah and it just has a little dab.
Can you just chop
toss it?
Toss the whole thing?
Toss the whole thing.
How come? Just one.
Because bread is very porous, and the mold has spores that go down into the whole loaf.
Oh.
So even if you can't see it,
You're eating spores.
You're eating it.
Oh, no. Okay. Leftover fish that's been in the fridge now for 4 days. Save it or scrap it.
keep it. If it's cooked. If it's cooked,
4
it's
days.
fine.
So if you bring home something from a restaurant, that expensive salmon, and you can keep it in the fridge for how long then?
The restaurant is a little different because you could order the fish, sit there for a few hours. So then I wouldn't keep it as long. But if you cook the fish, put it in the fridge, it's fine for 5 days, up to 5 days.
All right.
It's 3 to 5 days is the rule. So 5 days, toss it. If it seems funny before day 5,
Go
toss
with your
it.
nose, huh?
Yeah.
All right. This, again, going back to these expiration dates, and my theory that it's all part of a conspiracy to force us to buy more stuff because the expiration date doesn't relate to when it really goes bad. Let's talk about salad dressing and sauces that have expiration dates. Past the expiration date, save it or scrap it.
You can keep it indefinitely as far as safety goes. But in time, you know, the texture, the color, it might separate, things might change, so it might taste a little different. For quality, you want to keep it for things like mayonnaise, 3 to 4 months, ketchup, 1 year, mustard, 2 years, dressings, about a year. But again, the taste could change after that.
Right.
2 years on your mustard. Save it or scrap it. Ice cream that hasn't been opened, but it's been in the freezer now for 3 months.
You can keep that indefinitely. So it should taste good forever as long as it's kept at 0 degrees Fahrenheit and is stored properly, doesn't melt at all and refreeze.
How about if it
I believe
has
we
a
have some
little
ice
bit of
cream
that-
in our refrigerator, in our freezer that has at least a year old. I'm pretty sure.
How about if it has a little bit of that freezer burn on it? Do you just scrape that off the top or whatever? You know, the freezer burn?
Yes, but you probably have lost some quality there.
Oh, okay.
Still safe though.
Frozen veggies.
Frozen veggies.
If they're in the freezer for a year, and they do get the ice crystals after a year, I would think. Good or bad? Save or
They're
scrap?
safe indefinitely. They might have flavor change up after a year. So for freshness and the best flavor, a year is the max.
All right.
A year's the cutoff.
Shrimp. Save it or scrap it.
So if it's frozen, again, if it's at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, it's safe indefinitely.
Wow.
For cooked shrimp, you can keep it for a year and have the same flavor. For raw shrimp, 10 months.
Okay.
Ah.
Wow.
Interesting, Sarah. Thanks so much.
You have so many questions.
On dietitian Sarah Merkin and her private nutrition consulting practice, Kitchen Coach. You can go to kitchencoachrd.com. Thanks again, Sarah. Great to see you.
Thank you. My freezer will be full forever now. Thanks to you.